Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, if you haven't heard of us, we are Two Local Radio. We are on 11 p.m. on Spreaker, 12 a.m. on Blog Talk. We are your late night munchies. For your talk radio junkies, this is Two Loco Radio.
Two Loco Radio. I need Two Local Radio. You love Two Local Radio. You need Two Local Radio.
All right, well, I guess that's what you call an awesome introduction.
Yes, it is.
Whoever made that was an absolute genius.
They sure were. I'd like to know.
All right, so seriously, though, we are on them scheduled times unless we have an interview lined up. We had one tonight. Shit happened. Shit happens in life.
Yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately.
That fell through. We have one tomorrow, year of October. Will be joining us on Blog Talk at 11 p.m. And then on Wednesday, wonderful.
Go ahead, and Wednesday?
Yeah, we have Mike Fever.
Awesome, I can't wait.
And then, not even announced yet, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Okay.
On Friday at 11 p.m., we have this lady that runs an adults
show. I mean, not show, store. Sorry.
Yeah, like
where I'm getting show from.
Yeah, kind of like what you call a party or a sex shop or whatever. It should be a blast. 11 p.m. on Blog Talk on Friday night.
I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun. It all sounds fun.
But back to our show. Okay, today's show is going to be absolute nuts because I just feel like I'm just in that mood. I'm just in that mood. You ever been in that mood where, you know, life is just, you want things to go your way. You want things to, you know, everything looks like it's going to be fine and dandy. It's a bright, sunshiny day. You're ready to take your kids to this amusement park that they've been dying to go.
Oh, yeah, they're all excited and they're gung-ho to go.
And then you get there and it's a severe thunderstorm out of nowhere.
Or, just as you're about to open your door and whoosh, comes the rain. Where the hell did that come from?
That's where a severe thunderstorm would be, don't you think?
Yeah, but I'm talking about not getting there, not even getting out the door and it happening.
Yeah, but it's even worse when you actually get to the place.
Yeah, because then what the heck do you do? You're outdoors.
Yeah, it's like if you have something scheduled and whatever scheduled doesn't come through, and fucks your plans up.
Sure does. I mean, I've gone to amusement parks and I've had that happen actually where it started raining. It does suck.
Yeah, and then the ones that say, like, no refunds.
Oh, God. Come on, how are you not going to give a refund? Rainstorm isn't our fault. I didn't make it rain, did you? It's like, did you do a rain dance? They probably did. Who knows?
Aye.
They want to keep our money, that's all.
Yeah. Send me your money.
Oh, jeez, here he goes again.
All right, so anyway, yeah, we're just in them kind of mood where, you know, it's kind of like you worked your ass off and you're waiting on this wonderful promotion and it's down to you and the lazy fucker.
Yeah, and who's going to get the job? You or the lazy fucker?
And you think that you've got the job, you know, well in hand. It's going to be yours. You go to the meeting to find out that lazy fucker who you can't stand not only gets the job, but then cans your ass.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, you lazy piece of shit?
Isn't it ironic, don't you think?
That is ironic.
A little too ironic.
Yes, it is.
And I really do think.
I do too, but I think I'd go back and beat the lazy ass's piece of crap's ass.
Yeah, and then you go to jail. Is it really worth it over a job?
No, I'm just kidding.
I probably would, though.
I know you would. That's why I
have
said
no
that.
brain sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I peed in a bird fountain one day. Spent a weekend in lockup. Well, I told them I was flipping coins, which was total BS. And then ended up sleeping on a metal slate. If you ever had like bad luck and then you got to sleep on a fucking metal fucking coffin.
No.
It's ridiculous. And then they pull out the twisty ties because they ran out of handcuffs. And I've already told that story. And I'm not running out of stories. I've got tons and tons of stories, but I just wanted to mention that story on how fucked up life can be sometimes.
That's some bad luck, I have to say.
Especially when your only plans for that day was to get drunk at the bar and have fun. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, and then the fucking police have to rain on your parade.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been pissing in the bird fountain, should you?
Hey, I had to go. If you have to go, you have to go.
You dumb son of a bitch.
What? You never pissed in some place or took a... Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Took a squat in some place because you had to go and you just weren't... A bathroom wasn't accessible at the time?
No, I've never have. Actually, I could say I never have.
Ladies have it so easy.
Why?
Because guys, they drink the alcohol and they gotta piss like a racehorse.
Yeah, but if we gotta piss, we can't just whip it out and go anywhere.
I know some women that have.
Well, then they must be hermaphrodites.
No,
I mean, we don't have penises, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, they took a squat, but they took a squat by a car and shit.
Oh, I know someone that did that, and it was funny. It was in the middle of a parking lot, and it was hysterical. It wasn't me, though. I've never done that, but I know somebody that did, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be. No, it wouldn't, because there's some people that are like that, but there's some guys that do not like that. They do not like a woman popping a squat next to them or at the beach or wherever. They find that disgusting, yet it's okay if they piss on a car's tires. How the fuck does that make any sense?
That doesn't make any sense. That's just nuts. I mean, if you're going to pull yours out and just piss and then your woman squats and takes a pee, how are you going to yell at her for doing it? You just did it.
It's like you play the same fucking numbers every night. Every night. You play three every night. There's one night your car breaks down, you can't play your numbers, and your numbers fucking come out.
Actually, I know a couple people that's done that, too.
Talk about mad. I would be so fucking pissed off, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I had a friend back east that did that. She always played the same numbers every night. One night, for whatever reason, she couldn't go play her numbers. And her mother couldn't go play her numbers, so the numbers didn't get played that night. So, what happens? The stupid numbers come out. Boy, was she pissed.
If anybody would love to join us on the show, the number is 1-800-GOFUCKYRSELF.
Okay.
Then you press 3, followed by 2, then hit 8, wait 3 seconds, and hit 2 again, and then you got to press 1 for English.
What? Okay, then.
Oh, I was just doing a normal automated machine.
I know.
You know, the normal automated... Don't you get pissed off at the automated machines out there? Whatever happened to you pressing fucking 0? I can't believe when I call somebody, especially if I got to pay a bill, I'm ready to pay the bill. I got my wallet out, my credit card out. I'm ready to pay this bill. I hit 0, and it says 0 is not an option. How the fuck is the operator not an option?
No, it's press 1, press 5, press 4. Oh, if you know your party's extension, please press it now. And then you put in the extension, press 1, press 4.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like having to press 1 for English. Last time I checked, we were in America.
That's what I thought.
I mean, I understand that we took it over from, the Indians and everything, so really everybody should be speaking Indian. Or Native American.
They speak English as it is anyways.
But what I'm saying is, why should people have to press 1 for English?
I don't know.
What do they think? Everybody speaks Spanish now? I mean, no disrespect to those that are multi-languages.
Well, there's a lot of different languages. We have a lot of different languages in our country. We have English, we have Spanish, we have Portuguese, Italian.
And I'm not saying we don't. I'm just
Chinese, Japanese. I mean, it's crazy.
I'm just saying, why would we have to press 1 for English?
I don't know. I don't understand that myself.
If we're calling a little company, and I'm not talking about a nationwide hotline like Sony or something, but a little company, like an electric company, why the fuck would I have to press 1 for English?
I don't know.
There is no one around this fucking area that I know of that speaks any other fucking language, even though you can't understand them half the times. But then again, they can't understand me half the time, other than English.
I've never heard any other language being spoken around here either.
So it just cracks me up. It just pisses me off that I gotta waste my time, especially when I'm hitting 0, 0, 0, motherfucker, 0, motherfucker. I'm gonna throw this phone. I'm gonna throw it out the fucking window.
And it's still saying 0's not an option.
Thank you for cutting me off. These fucking cars, I swear. There's nothing worse than somebody coming out of a fucking sideline and cutting you off. It's like,
Well, you know what? That's exactly what the automated thing would do. Cut you off and be like, sorry, 0's not an option.
But I was telling our friendly crowd about how pissed off I am when they fucking tell me 0's not an option, even though they told me 8 fucking times, and I didn't hear them the first 7 times, and I want to throw the damn thing out the window, and you had to go with 0 is not an option. Fuck it.
Well, it's just not an option. What can I say?
It doesn't seem like anything's an option anymore. We've already found out in the beginning of the year, healthcare is not an option.
Nope.
You have to either have it by a certain date or get fined, like $95? Some fucking
That's ridiculous.
ridiculous amount.
Yeah, what about these people that can't afford $95 and don't have insurance, you know?
Yeah, who can afford premiums of over $100 a month? It's fucking retarded.
Not many people that I know.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to press the issue or anything. I'm just saying everyday friggin' life, like we don't have enough fucking bills.
Exactly. Add another one on us, why don't you? Add another 100 bills, jeez.
In brighter news, they raised minimum wage in a bunch of states. Hold on, I gotta burp.
Please don't do it in the mic, thank you.
To $11 an hour, which is nice. I make more than that.
Yeah, but
it is nice that they raised it up to $11 an hour. However, if you raise everything else, if you raise the electric, if you raise the food, if you raise the gas, if you raise the water, if you raise the cable up as well, what the fuck did you just do but put people back in debt?
that's all it does is put people back in debt. I mean, the states that got the raise obviously deserve it because their cost of living's a lot higher, but like you said, the minute they raise the minimum wage, they're going to raise everything else. It's nuts.
Exactly. It's like, can't people get a break? Can't you cut me a break?
Nope. They don't care about anybody. That's just how it is.
And you can't write them an IOU. You ever try to write an electric company an IOU? Hold on. Lights off.
Yeah. The minute you get the word IO, click. Your electricity is already off. What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, that is.
So, as we just spent the last 14 minutes talking about things that piss us off, you know what? I'm going to speak about more things that piss me off.
Okay, what else pisses you off?
There's nothing worse than somebody fucking being late.
I can't stand when somebody's late.
I don't care if it's a date. I don't care if it's a fucking friend. I don't care what the fucking situation is. I don't like people being late, especially if they can't call, they can't write, they can't text. It's kind of like I watched this movie like a long time ago, and this dude was an arms dealer, and he forgot to give back I apologize. The dude was a buyer who was borrowing an arms dealer gun.
Okay.
Now, it was a prototype gun and everything, and the guy comes to the dude's house.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, wait, man, I couldn't get a hold of you. And he's like, I have a phone, a cell phone, text message, a voicemail, 3 emails.
And you couldn't get a hold of me, really?
And you couldn't get a hold of me. And then he shoots up the place. But I mean, the point is, that
if you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. Or at least, be conscientious to call the person and let them know, hey, I either can't make it or I'm going to be late.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it just fucking screws up somebody else's plans.
Exactly. I mean, you don't know if that person that you were planning to go see for a minute to, borrow some money or whatever, or just go drop in and say hi to them. Maybe they had other things they needed to go do afterwards.
And that ain't got nothing to do with what happened tonight on our other show with the artist. I'm sure we had technical difficulties. I'm sure we'll reschedule and all that, yada, yada. Because I'm just moving on. If we do, we do. We don't, we don't. I mean, he's a great artist, but at the same time, we run a show and we run a legitimate business in my eyes. And in order to run a business, you have to cut your losses sometimes and whatnot. So, I mean, if he wants to reschedule and gives me a reason why, that's cool. If he doesn't, well, there's plenty of other people that would like the spotlight and share this story. That's how I look at things. And I see how you look at things.
I look at things the same way. I agree.
Doctor, wake me up in the morning.
Well, I've also had a migraine all day and since last night, so.
So that gives you the right to yawn on the mic.
I didn't yawn in the mic. I yawned away from it.
Oh, so you yawned away from it. So that makes it a lot better. And she does it again.
Well, it's not like they can hear me, Shut up.
Oops. I just told
Ratted me out. Stop ratting me out.
Damn rat. Somebody's a rat.
You're a rat.
I am not a rat. I am a lot of things, but a rat I am not.
I know what to do.
I guess I am your bitch, though, because I am giving you your monster.
Thank you, honey. Yeah, I need my monster. That'll wake me right up.
And I need a cigarette. So now we pause for a station identification.
The hell with that. We don't need no station identification.
Sorry, had to light a cigarette.
There's no need for station identification.
Yes, and I see the no smoking sign, but I'm going to smoke anyway, and I'm going to smoke right into it.
The hell with it.
So, yeah, I mean, some things are just ridiculous. Did you know there's states out there where you can't even smoke in your fucking car? You get a ticket for smoking in your car. It's like, okay, I can't smoke near a building. I can't smoke in a bar. I can't smoke in a restaurant. I can't smoke in a yard. At least I should be able to smoke in my car.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's people's own business. If you want to smoke in your own yard or in your own house or your own car or your own porch, that's your business. Who the hell is anybody else to tell us you can't?
I was just making a Dr. Seuss nursery rhyme.
I know you were. But I can't rhyme like
Wipe
that.
out.
I cannot rhyme like that because I'm just not that gifted. What can I say?
All right, and we just found out that we have a chat service. It has no messages, but there is a chat service.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I wonder if the last few episodes people have been trying to chat with us and then they're like, screw it, they're not answering. We
Sorry.
didn't even know it was there.
We didn't. We really just found out.
Yes, we are that fucked up.
What are you going to do,
Exactly. It is what it is. It be what it be. If it isn't, then it isn't, other things that really, really, really get under my skin.
Well,
I guess trying to take a vegetarian to a buffet, that got under my skin.
when did you take a vegetarian to a buffet?
Years ago, I took a vegetarian to a buffet. I didn't even know she was a vegetarian, though. You would think she would have the decency to tell me, hey, I don't eat meat.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. But at least at most buffets, they have salads and stuff, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, but it's just the fucking point. You know, you bring somebody out to dinner. Yeah, I know people are like, he's a fucking cheapskate. He's talking about, he's getting mad over being at a buffet.
Well, at least if you're, even vegetarians, I mean, they eat a lot of salad and a lot of vegetables. I know because I believe my younger brother and his wife are vegetarians.
Well, I guess I'm not going on Millionaire Matchmaker.
I guess not.
Not that I want to go on there anyway. I'm very happy. But that's beside the point. The whole thing about it is, I just figured it'd be nice, to have ribs and steak and meatloaf and lasagna and all kinds of good shit. And then they don't want none. So then you feel like a fucking total fool. You feel like a total jackass because you're like, okay, on one end, they didn't tell me they're a fucking vegetarian. On the other end, they're mad because you're eating all this meat in front of them. And it's like, okay, well, excuse me.
But you didn't sign up to be a vegetarian. They did.
Yeah, I'm like, not everybody can be a brontosaurus.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's not right. That wasn't right of her to expect you to be a vegetarian just because she is.
And the funny part is it took her like fucking 6 hours to get ready. Have you ever dated a fucking model or whatever? And you're waiting for them to get ready and they're like, okay, I'll be out in 5 minutes. 6 hours later.
Oh, you must have been pissed.
You're going to bring them to a buffet because you're trying to be a gentleman.
Yeah. After waiting 6 hours.
Well, I mean, originally I had a plan to go to, like, fucking Olive Garden shit, but after 6 hours, I was like, nah, fuck that, I'm bringing you a buffet.
Sorry, you weren't worth Olive Garden.
Yeah, you weren't worth the endless amount of meals.
Probably wouldn't eat half the stuff anyways. Oh, it's fattening. Oh, I might gain a pound. Jeez.
Which reminds me of, for all the vegetarians out there, the best place to eat is Firehouse Subs. They jam-pack the meat on the subs and
just
my God.
Make
it also tempting. It feels like you're eating like a pound and a half of just delicious meat.
Yum,
oh, shit.
yum.
Did I just say that for vegetarians?
Yeah, you did.
I'm going to hell in a handbag.
Oh, well, we've already been on our way there. No, I think Subway's more their way.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who eats at Subway who does not lose weight has got a true weight problem.
Yeah. They pack it with more vegetables and everything. What you got? Maybe if you open the bread, you get maybe this teeny tiny little piece of meat.
That's why I'm glad
Where the fuck is the meat?
That's
Come
why
on.
I'm glad we found like some place. I mean, like Quizmo's is good too, but I mean it's nothing like Firehouse. But I'm not trying to do like promos for these different places. I'm just trying to say there's nothing like having a delicious meaty sub.
Well, Firehouse is absolutely delicious. But the last time I went to the other place, I wasn't too impressed.
You weren't impressed with Quiznos, really?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they put less meat in the bread. Remember?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, are they trying to be like Subway? Are they trying to make us vegetarians or what? Come on.
All right, so that's no disrespect to Subway. I mean, you do your own thing. We just talk about shit just because we can talk shit. So it is what it is.
I talk shit because that's how I feel.
So, all right. So we're going to change topics from things that piss us off to things that really piss us off.
Okay. What really, really pisses you off then?
I don't know. It just sounded like a good topic.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Unless the dog does both.
Ah, that's pretty sick. I've never been pissed on by a dog.
I've been pissed on by a rabbit before, though.
Yeah, he likes to do that to you.
Believe it or not, rabbits piss on you to mark your territory. So basically they say, you are my bitch or you are my minion.
That's it. And you belong to me, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, you're nobody else's. You are mine. Mine, I tell you.
Yup. And they will get in, if you're laying in bed with your rabbit, and they will start digging. What they're doing is they're digging a hole to protect you, which I think is rather cute.
Yeah, well, they're not protecting themselves when they're chewing on the wires, thinking that they're vines, though.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
So, if you have a rabbit or a bunny, and you take them out of the cage, even for 5 minutes, watch your wires.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars in wire bills. You
sure will. I know our bunny, he does that. But the funniest thing is when he comes over and he starts, he never jumps really on the bed too much. But today he actually jumped up on the bed, sniffed me, and then started licking me, and turned around, did his little dig thing, and gave me a little nip. I'm like, thanks, really?
Does he knock on the door or call first?
Neither.
When he comes over.
Who? My bunny rabbit? What a goofball. What are we going to do with this guy?
Yeah, that's what we do every show. We make fun of each other. That's part of the show.
Yes, it is. It's all in fun, but we enjoy it.
Just like I enjoy beers, but I drink them too damn fast. That's 2 down. What the fuck?
And I'm still drinking my monster here. But I just started.
So tell me something that really, really, really pisses you off.
Something that really, really pisses me off. I hate when you go to a store.
Uh-huh.
And they'll charge you the wrong price for something. And then bitch at you like it's your fault.
So, out of all things in the world...
That's one thing that does piss me off.
Excuse me for laughing.
Why, that is funny.
Out of everything in the world, you're mad when a
There's
store
a lot of
gyps
things
you.
that piss me off. Really?
I can tell when they piss you off.
You know what pisses me off. What pisses me off?
When you pop. I bet that pisses the audience off.
What pisses me off? Really? You know me.
What pisses you off? What doesn't piss you off?
Well, let's see. When I get on my computer and I can't get online, yeah, that pisses
It's
me off.
the end of the fucking world. She can't get online for one fucking moment. It's the end of the world. Do you have a woman that can't get online and it's the end of the world? Tell her to subscribe to I Just Don't Give a Fuck. Or in friendly terms, here's a quarter. Call someone who cares. But what's funny, what pisses me off now I really think, what really pisses me off is the fact that there are hardly any payphones out there anymore. When you were younger, I'm sure you've seen that you can go to any payphone if you were to break down or if you need to call your friend or whatever the case may be. You can go to a payphone if it wasn't cut and, do your thing. Now, try finding a payphone. And then if you do find a payphone, you got to pay $1 for 4 minutes. It might as well be $4 for a minute. It just feels like that.
Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, back when I was young, it was like every corner there was, a payphone.
Yeah,
now it's far and few between if you're lucky.
Yeah, and it was like a dime. Remember when payphones were a dime?
Yes, I do.
They were a dime to make a call. They were convenient. I guess they don't make no money anymore because of all the cell phones and everything. But why can't they put payphones in places where where the cell phone towers are weak? Hello, we've got 50 payphones over here.
Or what about those people that don't have cell phones? There are people out there sometimes that don't have cell phones. They just can't afford them. Or maybe their cell phone's broken or whatever.
There's people without cell phones?
I'm sure there are.
Oh, okay. Let me pick up mine. Oh, wait, I don't have one.
Exactly. There you go.
But my thing is it's by choice. It's just not, it's not worth it working so much. It's just not worth having one. I have one as an emergency. So I do have a cell phone. It's emergency. It's not currently turned on, so it won't do any good. But I do have one.
Yeah, but we don't need one right now. We have a house phone and we don't really go out that much anymore. Like you said, you're working a lot, so.
But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is there needs to be some kind of way that people can get in touch with people other than cell phone. What if the cell towers go down? What if, what do they call that? Shit from the sky falls and, fucks with people's phones. What are people going to do then?
Do you mean meteors?
No, I'm not talking about fucking comments and shit. I'm talking about, like interference.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like if you played, I'm sure you haven't played because you're not huge into video games. But those who have played the Metal Gear Solid series will know that they have them EMPD blockers or whatever they're called.
Okay.
And basically what they do is they cut out your
cell phone coverage, basically.
Well, they cut out any kind of electronics.
Wow, really?
Because it's all run by signals.
Oh, wow.
It's like the whole satellite thing. It's all run off a signal. If you can run off a radio frequency, that was powerful enough, you can, deter shit.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, when we were kids, me and my friends, we used to make things called black boxes.
Oh, I know what those are, yeah.
And what it did is it just manipulated the whole payphone.
Yeah, how did that work?
Because it gave the frequency that you were going to make a call, but you did, and it registered like you put the money in, even though you never did.
So basically, you get a free phone call.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And you could hook up the black boxes. Not that we have, quote, done it, quote.
I never have. I was a good girl. I never did none of that stuff.
But somebody could, back in the old days, hook up one of them black boxes up to a major business and call Tokyo or other countries or porn lines or all kinds of crazy shit that we never, ever did. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I have no idea. I didn't know you back then, so.
But, there were so many things, because everything's run by signals.
Yeah, well, back then, two things were easier to manipulate. Nowadays, they've got so much technology that I'm sure people wouldn't be able to do that nowadays.
I'm sure they would.
I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I don't want to know.
There's hackers that can hack into, anything. It's funny, because everybody loves to shop online.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what about that thing with Target? Did you hear about that?
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make. What pisses me off is when you work your ass off, you wait for your paycheck, you make an online purchase, you have a secured socket layer, supposedly.
Yeah, right. Socket layer, my butt secured.
So anyway, it's secured. Nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Then you have stupid things like when Sony got robbed of all them credit cards and Target and their issues and all kinds of things. You know why? Because if you went to computer school, you would know that you can look at your watch, and by the time you're done looking at your watch, somebody's already got your shit.
That's crazy. I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's why identity theft is that big. Though I don't trust any of them protectors of your identity. Yeah, they could give me a message or something that says, well, you have a fraudulent charge. But hey, how am I going to know they're going to be on top of the game 24 hours, even if they got monitored, if they got a subscription base of 5 million people, you think they give a fuck about little old me compared to Mr. Wall Street? No, I don't think so.
Of course not.
I don't think so.
Look at Target. I mean, like I said, they got taken for all that money by people fraudulently taking somebody's card. How do you know any people that work there that are copying down the card numbers or taking a piece of paper and taking a pen and just going over the numbers of the card while the person's not looking?
That's why
and using it.
That's why I'm glad that the company I work for, which I'm not going to mention because there's no fucking reason. I actually don't work for them. I'm actually a contractor or subcontractor. Or they call. I'm on call or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, and.
But that's why I'm glad that we don't hold, credit cards on file and shit.
That's good. Then they can never accuse anybody of doing that.
Exactly. It's like the only one that knows the credit card is the person that took the call. That's it. And if they, that derails, well, then that person's in trouble.
Yeah, because, then they'll know it was them.
Exactly. Nothing's even, recorded when it comes to that either.
No, when it comes to... I know when you guys take your credit card numbers, you turn off the recording, take the number, put it into the computer for the person.
Well,
and
that's because people get freaked out. People get freaked out, which I don't blame them.
I don't either.
They're like, okay, yeah, if it's recorded, well, what if it's cut off by somebody else who's listening? And
I don't blame them.
Down, which I don't blame them because fucking identity theft is a serious fucking issue.
I just don't understand that. I could never touch anybody else's money, so I don't know how somebody else can.
Well, it depends on how down on your luck is. It depends on how your heart is inside. It depends on a lot of different fucking criteria. Not everyone that does dumb shit are bad people.
No.
They just have bad actions.
I'm not saying that they are, but just me as a person, I would never be able to because I've never been able to steal from anybody. I'm just not that type of person. I don't care how down on my luck I am.
Well, I'm not big into fucking stealing either. And I don't like thieves, and I don't like, liars. I don't like people that are constantly lying to me and telling me bullshit stories. I just can't stand that. I just think if somebody's real, they need to be real, and that's it.
Just step right up with the truth and tell the truth, and that's it.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing
but the truth. So help you God.
During a lie.
Yeah, really.
Well, nothing's 100%. Even a lie detector, test. Years ago, you used to be able to squeeze your ass, so I heard.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff.
You squeeze your ass and you can get past the lie detector. I don't think you can do it nowadays with the technology. But I knew years ago, people have told me that's the way you can get through it.
I heard one time, a long time ago, a real long time ago.
How long ago?
I was a kid.
That was a
young kid. Yeah, it was.
Time ago.
Anyways, they used to say if you put a tack on the bottom of your shoe. And I think that's just ridiculous, but I've never had to take one, and I hope to never have to.
What if your shoe has a hole in it?
I don't know.
That would hurt. A tack going right to your foot. Because the sock isn't really that much protection. It is, but it's not.
It's not, because socks aren't that thick.
Well, they do make some thick thermal socks.
Yeah.
But the average person doesn't own them because they own too fucking much. And, they cost too much. And no one's going to pay $10, $20, $30 for a pair of socks. Well, no poor motherfucker anyway.
Yeah. If things were that bad and my foot was cold, I'd put 2 socks on instead. 2 pairs.
You got a double wrap.
Yep.
Sometimes you even got a triple wrap. It depends on...
how cold the area where you live in is.
It depends on what kind of person you're dealing with. Oh, we were talking about that. Sorry.
Where is your mind? In the gutter? Jeez. Pig. Oink, oink.
You got to use a Jimmy for a rain suit.
Really? We're really going to go there, huh? Talking about rain suits.
Well, rain suits are good. They help keep the rain out.
Not if you got holes in the rain suit.
Would that
won't
be a
help.
holy rain suit?
Yeah, that'd be one holy rain suit.
Well, then technically that would be holy water.
I guess so.
Sorry, that was uncalled for, and I do apologize. I will make sure that the next time I make a joke like that, I will think before I speak. That would require thinking, and I don't do that a lot.
He does that never. I live with him. Trust me, I know.
Hey, hey.
What? What's true is true.
False. The answer is false. Even if it's true, the answer is false.
You did it. It's your fault.
I did not. Remember to always do what those in power do. Deny, deny, deny.
Oh, you mean like the Monica Lewinsky thing?
Just deny, deny, deny.
He did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky, yet a blowjob isn't considered sex.
Unless they have concrete proof, deny, deny, deny. No! You don't deny. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Deny, deny, deny. Okay, let's just fucking deny I did this and deny I did that and denied. So nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. Nothing happens. So you don't take responsibility for your actions. That's what it's saying when you're denying. Nothing ever happened because you didn't take responsibility for your actions.
That means you're not a true man or a true woman.
Well, I'm not going to go that far.
Well, if you do something, then you have to be man enough or woman enough to admit you did it. That's it. Take the consequences.
Cha-ching. But sometimes the truth hurts more than a lie.
Well, I think most people would rather be told the truth than be lied to.
Yes, but what if the lie was sounding better than the truth, and the truth was just to protect you from the lie?
I still don't think it's right.
So Pinocchio was wrong?
Yes.
Wow, she had to think about it for a minute.
Hey, I still have that super, really rotten headache.
It ain't got nothing to do with the fucking headache. It had to do with you were thinking. You were like, where the fuck did he come up with Pinocchio from?
Well, I mean, really, why lie? Just tell the person the truth and that's it. Get it over with.
Yeah, otherwise you'd be crying wolf. And then when the wolf comes, you're going to be eaten alive.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, they're not going to respect you either or believe you when you tell them something else.
By cannibals from Walking Dead.
Oh, God. How did Walking Dead get involved in this?
It sounded good at the time.
Oh, okay.
By the way, if you've never played the game Walking Dead for the Xbox, I would recommend playing that, as well as State of Decay. They're both phenomenal games about zombies. And they're just different than your average zombie game. And they're actually, for the average person, you can catch on. Where some of these games, so you got to hit like fucking 500 million fucking buttons just to get somewhere and hope you did the right thing. I can't stand, I mean, I love that, but I can't stand it. It's like a kind of a love-hate relationship, kind of like a normal relationship where you just love the person, but same time, sometimes you just want to wring their neck, and then, but if you're away from them too long, it's like, what the fuck? I miss. Anyway.
Well, okay then. And then there's always my favorite game, which is Honey.
I Shrunk the Children?
No. What's my favorite video game?
Oh, Dead Rising.
Yes, it is. That's also a lot of fun.
Well, that's just because it's silly.
I like the game. I like the game because I like to be able to make weapons and figure different ways to smash these zombies' heads in.
Yeah, and pretend it was actual people. You should hear her.
Oh yeah, people I don't like. Oh well, I don't like you, so blank, you're dead. Oops.
Yeah, I killed you. And I'm like, wonderful. Let's keep the kitchen utensils out of her hands.
Hey, takes out your aggressions on somebody you don't like or you're just mad at. And you know what? While you're at it, you're not really hurting the person, so.
So you're saying that video games are actually helpful rather than just mean.
You can take out your aggressions if you don't like somebody. Pretend that zombie is that person you don't like, and you're getting even with them.
So when I take a rocket launcher and blow up a ambulance or a fire truck or a cop car, that's okay because I'm taking my aggressions out on somebody else.
On a game. You're taking out on a video game. You're not taking out on a real person.
So you're saying video games don't symbolize what somebody would do in real life?
Well, not normal, I should say most people. I mean, as long as you teach your kids that video games are just that. Video games. They're fake. They're make-believe.
Exactly. A video game did not show you how to actually hold and shoot a gun. Somebody they learned from did.
Exactly. I had never held a gun in my life. My son's father, actually his biological father's the one who actually put one in my hand one time just to show me what it felt like. But it freaked me out. But
yeah, God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul. He was definitely a good man. But yeah, that was the scariest point in my life. I gave it back to my son. I didn't want to touch that thing.
And no, I did not kill him.
No, he passed away due to health issues, unfortunately. But hopefully he died peacefully, and he's with his other family members.
Yeah, that's all we ever asked for. If you're going to die, die peacefully.
I hope he did. I hope he died peacefully. He's with his parents and his brother and sister, so, and other countless family members.
Well, when my Uncle Billy died...
God rest his soul, too.
Yeah. He, he was a heavy smoker.
Yeah, he was
And he ran out of a lighter, so he went across the street to go get matches for his cigarettes. And on the way back, he got hit by a car. But the funny thing is, when they said when he died, that he had the biggest smile on his face, which I've never known anybody to get hit by a car and have a smile on their face.
I think he was just happy to be going up to heaven with his wife. Because hadn't his wife passed away before that?
That is correct.
So maybe he was just happy to be up there, knowing he was going up there to see her. Or maybe she came down to get him, and that's what the smile was for.
But shit like that pisses me off, because to this day I feel bad. Because I had the money, and I promised him a carton of Marlboros. Because I borrowed $100 from him one time, and I was never able to deliver it because I thought I had plenty of time. Which tells you, if you think that you have plenty of time with somebody and you think that nothing will happen, you better think again, because you never know what can happen to somebody, when, why, or how.
Exactly.
And you'll feel like absolute shit for not following through with what you intended to follow through, regardless of your situation, regardless of whether you had it or not.
Exactly. My buddy Guy Burr, God rest his soul also, who had passed away, we got into a stupid argument because, we were good friends. He was my best friend, and we argued. More like we were brother and sister, but anyways, we got into this stupid argument. We didn't talk for a while, and he ended up dying. So, I feel bad. If I had been there that night or had gotten in contact with him, maybe he wouldn't have done what he did, and, I would have been at his house at the time, and it wouldn't have happened. I don't know. But, stuff happens, unfortunately, for a reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy how life is sometimes.
Yep. And the funny part is they say he died of a heart attack. Yet my friend had been at the doctor's office not that long before that with him because she brought him to all his doctor appointments. And she said the doctor told her there's nothing wrong with his heart. So we still don't know to this day what happened.
By the way, hats off to all the military that ended up dying when we were out overseas, out in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, any military that have died in any of the wars or anything, hats off to all of them.
But the point I'm trying to make is hats off to them because we've given the power back to the people that we originally said not to give it to, and it feels like to many parents out there that their men and women died in vain.
Exactly. I agree with you.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, nor do I, I care, but I don't. I mean, I care that people fought for something and the principle for it. I don't care for what's going on now just for the fact of there isn't shit I can do about it. If I could do something about it and be like, hey, you're fucking up, then I would care more in a sense of, that... You know what? It just ain't fucking right that people fucking had to die, and now it seems pointless. That's my point.
Yeah, they died basically in vain, fighting for our country, trying to protect us and keep us safe. And you know what? And then their families have to cry over their death. Yeah, it isn't fair.
Yeah, it isn't right. It isn't right. It isn't cool. I was just trying to cover up for a moment. How I was really feeling, but I'm not good at that. I'm not good at covering up for how I truly feel. I've never been good at that.
No, you haven't. You've tried to play it off, but I always saw through.
So I mean, I just think it's shitty that people had to go through this, and people were told one thing, and now it turns around. It's a different thing. I think the average fucking American out there, and probably the average person out in other countries as well, is like, what the fuck are they doing? And I'm glad it did not interest you as you're over there yawning yet again.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I don't know where this yawn's coming from.
She can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. Parquet! Butter!
So before you pass out on the audience here, is there anything else that really ticks you off that you care to talk about?
Stuff that ticked me off. Well, let's see. There's a lot of things that tick me off. I hate stupid people. I can't stand stupid people. Nor do I have time for, or do I care to bother with, stupid people.
Can you define stupid people?
People that they say the stupidest thing or they'll go, oh, do you know where this is? Hello, stupid, it's right there.
Well, if they're out of town, they wouldn't know.
No, they're people from the same town. I mean, it's not even looking for something in the town. It's even in a store. Or they'll just ask a dumb question. It's like, really? Where'd that come from?
Well, sometimes people do have brain farts.
Yeah, no, this is more than brain farts. This is just average dumb people that I know are dumb.
Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Or
No.
maybe I was just drunk.
They weren't drunk. They might have been high. Who knows? They're stupid.
Well, stupid is what stupid does.
That's right. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what
who-
you're going to get.
Hey, I got cut off again.
That's right. That's my movie. I love that movie.
And next time you cut me off, I'm going to be a Mack truck and be like,
Meow.
come on, Kurt.
Meow. Beep, beep. Hey, I'm like our little car. I'm the one that says, when the back truck says, I'm going by, our little car says, yeah, fuck you. Meow. Beep, beep. As if to say, screw you, truck.
The little car that's the size of a boat.
Hey, I love our little car. It's cute as hell. And it gets us where we got to go.
Exactly. It's the size of a boat, but she likes to believe it's little.
Our car is not the size of a boat. Oh, yeah, it is, actually. I guess to me, I'm used to the car, so to me, of course, it's not going to be, you know?
You know, they say that big things come in small packages.
Okay. That's so, huh?
But if you don't have a big thing, then how could you crush the little thing?
I don't know. Well, I know a guy that was little, and he was a maintenance guy, and he'd be working on, like, you know, the apartments and stuff, and the guys were bigger and taller than him. The other maintenance guys would all tease him. So I turned around one day and I said to him, you know what? Tell them shut up. Good things come in little packages. And they started cracking up laughing.
Yeah, so do cubby holes.
Yeah. He probably would fit in a cubby hole. He was actually that small.
No, for real. I knew a dude that was, let's say about 4'9". And this dude that was about 6'5", 6'7", or whatever, was picking on him. So you would automatically assume, you know what they say about people who assume, but that's for another story.
Yeah.
Okay, but you would automatically think that this dude's going to get his ass whooped. You had a dude that's like, I think it's like 6'5", 6'7", like 340, 60 pounds, somewhere around that realm.
Okay.
And you had a dude that's like 4'9" and weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, if that.
Sounds like me in high school. I was short.
And that dude that was fucking 4'9" whooped the shit out of that boy. He whooped the shit. He beat him senseless that he had to call the fucking emergency room, and there were a group of people of us around there, and we just started laughing our ass off.
Holy shit.
No, we could have helped the big dude out, but there was no reason to help the big dude out, because the big dude was a big bully, and the little dude was, just Tiny
Minding his own business, basically. And here comes this big dude probably being an asshole. He probably deserved the ass beating.
But, I mean, I was just stunned. I'm like, damn, how did he reach his head? That boy got height.
I guess so. That's a hell of a story. Holy shit.
Make me think of jump, Mac Daddy Mega, jump.
Yeah. One of them guys died recently, didn't they?
Yeah, actually, one of the members of Crisscross did die. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, it's
but
sad.
I love that band. I love that band very much. They had one of the songs that are hit to my heart. Yeah, that made a lot of fucking sense.
Well, on this show, it probably did.
All right, so, and that was the song, I missed the bus, I missed the bus, I missed the bus. And it's something I will ever do again till next week.
Yep, exactly.
Because I always seem to fucking miss the bus. Always. It was like clockwork. It was like, okay, I got ready early and on time and ready to go out the door. Yeah, that's not me.
No, you probably got watching cartoons or TV or whatever.
No, I woke up late and then started looking into watching cartoons. Like, can you read my mind?
Because that's what most kids do. Our son does that. You know that. You've gotten up most mornings, and what's he doing? Sitting there watching cartoons. And you're like, really? You're not dressed yet? Really? You're not ready yet? Come on.
Do I really say that?
Yes.
That sounds like a dickhead thing to say.
Well, when he's supposed to be dressed and up and ready to go, I don't blame you. Especially if we're already running late.
I probably didn't have my coffee.
No, you hadn't had your coffee, definitely.
Oh, okay. When I don't have my smokes and I don't have my coffee, I'm just a downright asshole. I am.
You were never an asshole about it. You were just, you were just being the stern dad that you're supposed to be.
All right. So if I don't have my cigarettes and I don't have my coffee, are you saying that I am not an asshole?
Oh, yes, you are. But I'm saying, but when you say that to our son, you're not being an asshole because he's not doing what he's supposed to.
So I guess I'm being a father figure, or
you're being a very good daddy.
Okay, I'm being a good daddy. That's wonderful. That's all I've ever wanted in my life, to be a good daddy. No, he just didn't do as he fucking told. And when you don't do what you're fucking told and you're running late,
there's consequences.
It would make me look like the asshole.
He has to learn, like I said, that there are consequences for your actions. If you're not ready and you don't go out the door, then you don't get to watch cartoons in the next day for before school and everything. Or you don't get to play Xbox or whatever it is he enjoys doing. So, there's consequences to everything, so I just take it away from him. You don't want to be ready this morning? Well, then tomorrow morning, no cartoons. Or, all right, when you get home from school, there's no Xbox. So he knows.
All right, and I guess we have somebody on our chat, and they are replying, this is Loco, man. 6 foot, 205 pounds. Here beating down bullies, yeah. I agree.
That's great. You know what?
I agree. I said before, people are so fucked up when it comes to, bullies, and they're the kids nowadays, they don't raise them right. I'm sorry, they don't. Back when I went to school, if people had an issue, we never really had bully issues. I mean, we had bullies. And, I even had, this dude, Bobby, who was a bully towards me and whatnot. Not my buddy who passed away, but...
No, another guy. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I've been in, school and I've seen people getting bullied. I never really got bullied. I got bothered and picked on a little bit here and there. But... I really never paid people any attention.
But we used to, a bunch of us who used to get bullied, we'd get together and we'd beat the shit out of the bully. You want to stop bullying, that's how you stop bullying. That's the only way you stop bullying. Telling the teacher is only going to piss them off. Telling their parents is only going to piss them off.
It's going to make them get you when they're alone. They're going to get you alone and beat your ass even worse.
Yeah, you got to fight fire with fucking fire, period.
That's why I got picked on for so many years, and then finally by the time I got to high school, I got tired of it. When I see my friend getting picked on, I turned around and said to the bully, no, you're going to pick on him? You know you could beat him up, so you know what? Come on, you're going to beat me up. Come on, let's see you beat up a girl. Go for it. The guy never touched me. He knew better. By then, they thought I was crazy.
Well, I mean, when we went to school, it was different. I mean, people weren't using fucking, bringing guns to school and
knives.
And all kinds of... I mean, there were places where they did bring guns to school and knives and shit and whatnot. But for the most part, if people had issues, they'd fight, fair ones, which, where we're from is Connecticut. A fair one is 15-on-1.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, usually where you would see knives and guns would be the inner city when we were young. I mean, the deep inner city like New York and stuff like that, the big cities like that, that's where you'd see it. And Bridgeport, the bad sections where the schools were, more apt to have guns and knives and things like that. But no, the school I went to was never guns, knives, nothing. We never had any of those problems. I think the worst thing we ever had was somebody found some drugs in a locker in a school, in a gym locker, as a matter of fact.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we had to tell the gym teacher, who had to call the principal. It was a whole big crazy thing, but nobody ever knew where they came from. But who knows? All
right, so it looks like we've got another message from chat here. Saying fighting's one thing. Now they got that knockout game, I guess, out in Jersey. All cowards. I want to know what that knockout game is. If you could describe it, you could either hit me up or hit us up at info@twolocalradio.com, or you can send a reply back if you'd like. I've never heard of the knockout game. I guess, is that where you just beat the shit out of somebody until they unconscious? Last man standing, in wrestling and shit?
That's what it sounds like to me. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, the dude is from Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey.
Oh, no disrespect to Jersey. I'm saying the knockout game is crazy, not the state.
I remember when we used to have that fucking I think we called it air ball or something like that, where you took this fucking tennis ball and you threw it against the fucking roof. Not the roof. You threw it against the wall, and somebody tried to catch it. Now, if they don't catch it, somebody and it hits off their hands or any part of their bodies, they got to run to the wall. Now, if they don't get pegged, they win. But if they get pegged, Then they got to basically stand in front of a firing squad, which is about freaking 20 fucking people that are throwing this fucking, tennis ball as hard as they can right at any part of your body.
That hurts. Those tennis balls do hurt. Me and my friend used to throw them at the wall and try to catch them, and I've gotten pegged with them a few times. They do hurt, especially if you throw them real hard.
Wow. Okay, so they're knocking out old innocent people.
That's terrible. I don't understand how somebody could actually harm an elderly person or anybody for that matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. People walk around town and they look for an older person to try to knock out.
That's elderly abuse right there. You're looking at some good time in jail. Good long time.
I mean, you ain't got nothing better to do in your life than to fucking
pick on elderly people.
To go up to people that are older. What's funny is what happens if you go up to somebody older, even if there's a group of you and they ended up a fucking Marine?
I'd laugh. I hope one day. I hope whoever's doing that. I hope someday that the person they try to go to hit does end up being a Marine or somebody from like the Air Force or Army or something, and they knock the shit out of that person.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is fucking absolutely crazy that somebody would fucking stoop to that.
That's nuts.
I mean, I've heard of if the whole old car thing is if you see somebody with their headlights off, you don't flash their headlights back at them because then they're gonna go chase you and go kill you. Initiation thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which somebody was telling about me like a couple weeks ago about that, and I'm like, I knew about that 20 years ago. I hung out with fucking people that were, gang leaders and shit.
No, I never did. I never hung out with those type of people, so I never knew anything about that until...
So...
either you or somebody had told me. I mean, that's just crazy. How do you beat up on an elderly person? I mean, that's just disgusting. I see somebody doing that, I'm gonna slap the crap out of that person.
And then they're gonna kill a homeless guy. Oh my!
What is going on with this world?
All the homeless guy was looking for was his next fucking boo.
Yeah, he either wanted some booze, or he wanted food, or somewhere warm to sleep. I mean, really, you're gonna do that? That's disgusting. That person's definitely going to hell in a handbasket. So
I mean, it's sick. It's sick watching. It's sick watching all this shit and everything. And by the way, Spreaker, I love your new chat thing because I didn't even know it was here today.
I know. I never did either. I never saw it.
But thank you, Mr. Jersey over here. We're gonna get back to the show, but thank you for tuning in, and be sure to catch us again. And everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'd love to see you on the show again some other time, That was really some interesting facts, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy that you would go beat on a homeless person. I mean, there's no challenge there. He's a fucking homeless. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Not every fucking homeless fucking person is a bad person and is fucking...
No, they're just somebody minding their own business.
Well, I'm trying to say not every homeless person is a hobo.
No. Some of them, their houses catch on fire or something happens like that, and they could have lost their home and they just couldn't afford another one, or, any unforeseen circumstance, you know what I'm saying?
Or they just may need ID that's what pisses me off. That's what really fucking pisses me off. Them fucking places that require ID but won't fucking do shit without you having ID, but you can't get the other ID without having the other ID. How the fuck does that make any sense? It's like, okay, well, we need your birth certificate and your social security card because your ID's not good enough. I guess you're a fucking alien, even though you've got a legal fucking ID. You need to have your birth certificate.
That's crazy. I mean, that's just nuts.
Now, one of the requirements of the fucking birth certificate is you need 2 forms of ID.
And what the hell are you supposed to use for ID, forms of ID? Well, I guess they have other ones because there's times where I've gone to get my birth certificate And I think I gave my social security card and my ID or something. I don't remember, but, it's just nuts.
But, I mean, just think of it. If you lost your fucking ID, say you were at a fucking club one night and you just fucking lost your fucking wallet.
I was good for that, always losing my ID when I was young.
Yeah, I was good for always losing money. Everybody loved when I went into a club or a bar or whatever prior to having, like, fucking credit cards and debit cards and everything of that sort. Because I always end up losing fucking money. It's like they would go in the bathroom, it'd be fucking Christmas. $100 bill right on the fucking ground.
Yeah, well, you still lose money every once in a while.
That's not the fucking point I'm trying to make here.
I know.
So, but the whole thing about it is, how does somebody get ID without ID?
I don't know. I mean, really, how do you get ID without ID?
I mean, I understand that you can go down to the Social Security office and you can get your Social Security card.
Yep.
But for some things, it requires to have the birth certificate. But in order to have your birth certificate, you need your Social Security card. Now, what if you're waiting on your Social Security card and you have something that is very fucking important that you need get done right fucking now and you can't get it because you don't have the fucking proper ID?
Or you have to send away for your birth certificate, which some people do.
Or you get that fucking job that you wanted all your fucking life, but all of a sudden you lost your fucking wallet.
And there goes your ID.
There goes your ID. Everything. They don't want to hear anything. They don't give a fuck.
No, they don't. They don't give a fuck about anybody.
But that really pisses me off, how you need ID in order to get ID, and then your picture ID is not fucking valid. How does that make any fucking sense?
It doesn't. It really doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Just little things like that just... piss me off because, it's like, you know what really pissed me off was a while back, I was at this titty bar.
Okay, go ahead. And what happened?
And I was given this Smirnoff, and I'm not talking about the beer, I'm talking about the vodka.
Okay, and what happened when you had the vodka?
All right, so I have the Smirnoff vodka, and I'm drinking it with this dude.
Yeah.
Actually, there were a bunch of us, right? And we're all drinking it. And we're expecting, the titty bar to close at, 2 a.m., like normal.
All right, and what happened?
Well, the bar closes at 12 o'clock.
What? Since when?
They were slow, and they claimed that it wasn't worth staying open.
I guess it's not if, you only got a few people, and the girls aren't making the money they're used to making.
So anyway, I'm drunk.
Okay.
You can't drink and drive.
No, not last time I checked.
But when a owner comes out to you and says, well, you can't stay here, you're a liability, what the fuck does he think you're going to do? Because if you can't drive...
Where are you supposed to go? What are you supposed to do, just sit there?
And you can't walk because you're getting public intoxication.
Right.
And they're not calling a cab for you. What the fuck are you supposed to do?
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you've got to drive away, I guess. I mean, that's crazy, but...
But, I mean, this is the shit that, pisses me... It's like, okay, yeah, well, let's say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, but in my eyes, you gotta do this. Really now?
Yeah, it's illegal to drive drunk, but you can't stay on my property because you're a liability. But, yeah, I'm going to let you drive away so you can get in an accident, possibly killing yourself or some other innocent person.
And the fucked up thing about it is if a cop did show up, they would side with the business owner.
Yep.
And say, well, you can't stay here. But if you try to drive that car, we're going to arrest you.
That's just idiotic.
It may be idiotic, but it's sad but true.
I mean, what are you going to do then? Just sit there? I mean, you can't sit there. Where are you supposed to go? What are you supposed to do? I guess you got no fucking choice but to drive.
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy.
I mean, if you're a business owner and you own something like a bar, a titty bar, a lot of them do have coffee and stuff. Give you a fucking cup of coffee at least before they make you leave. I'll give you a couple cups of coffee just to sober you up a little, so you're not a liability to them and you're not a liability to anybody else. Because God forbid you leave that property, you get in an accident, you're in trouble. But you can also sue that establishment.
And I don't condone drinking and driving.
Neither do I.
Never condone drinking and driving.
No.
However, I have drinking and drive.
That's a very stupid thing to do.
And I agree.
My brother did that, and he was in a different state, and he got in a lot of trouble for that, and almost lost his license for good for that.
I agree, but if you go to a bar,
well, then you better slow your drinking down. You better stop drinking at least an hour or so before.
You're still drunk.
Doesn't matter. Slow down your drinking.
By law, you're still drunk.
Oh, yeah, I know that. But at least if you're in a bar and you're drinking a drink, milk it. Drink a little, relax. Talk to your friends or whatever you're doing. And go back and finish your drink. You won't get as drunk. You'll still be drunk, yes, but you're not as drunk as you were. So, what are you going to do?
Exactly. You can only do what you can do. And in them situations, the best thing to do is basically drink a lot of water. It doesn't matter how drunk you are. If you drink water, it will saturate it. Well, it does for me. I can't say it does for everybody.
Well, I always drank a lot of... I didn't know you drink bread. Duh. I always ate a lot of bread or anything before I went out, so that when I went out drinking, I didn't seem to get as drunk, and that always seemed to help. But like I said, if I was to own a bar, and I had owned, let's say, a titty bar or a bar of any kind, I would always make sure to have coffee on hand, because if a patron looked too drunk, yes, we're going to close early, I would tell my bouncers, you know what, let this person stay back a little bit, because, we're going to give them a couple cups of coffee so that they can sober up a little.
But isn't it a requirement from an establishment to say an hour or two early that, hey, we may close early?
Yeah, I mean, why not around 10 o'clock? Hey, everybody might be closing at around 12, So if you're going to, get a drink, make it your last.
Yeah, exactly. Last call for fucking alcohol.
Or in the beginning, when the person walks in, say, hey, try not to drink too much because we might close a little early tonight. Let them know ahead of time so that the person knows not to get super stupid drunk or have a backup plan.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to, I mean, why would people do that, though? That would show common courtesy. In this day and age, people don't want to show.
There is none anymore. I mean, why not hand you a phone and say, here, you got a buddy you can call. Maybe you can call one of your buddies to come pick you up.
Well, I mean, out here sometimes there is common courtesy. I'm not going to say there's not.
No.
And I'm not going to say back in Connecticut there wasn't. I'm not going to say out in Jacksonville there wasn't.
No, I'm not saying anywhere specific. I'm just saying in general that a lot of places there isn't common courtesy, but then there's places where there is common courtesy everywhere,
Walmart is a bad place for common courtesy.
Connecticut, Walmart, yeah. Those people were just not happy.
I don't think anyone that works for Walmart's happy.
Well, I've walked into Walmarts out here, and I pretty much always get greeted and, talked to. I always talk to the cashiers.
Yeah, but the thing about Walmart, Walmart is like, I used to work for FedEx.
Yeah.
They don't pay shit.
No.
If a company is a Fortune 500 company,
they don't give a shit about you.
They don't pay shit. That's why they're a Fortune 500 company.
Because they don't give a shit about you. So, why the fuck are they going to pay you a lot? They don't give a fuck about you. They're making their money.
Yeah, exactly. You can easily be replaced by the next fucking idiot.
That'll be paid less.
So.
Gee, I could hire... Yeah, you make... what? You make $7 an hour? Oh, I can hire this guy over here for $5 an hour. Or even,
Well, they can't
$6.
hire somebody for $5. It's got to be at least minimum wage. But the point is...
That was my point. The point wasn't the amount of money. The point was you could hire somebody cheaper than what you pay that high-paying person.
And my point was if you try to pay somebody below minimum wage, that is fucking illegal unless you pay them cash. And if you pay somebody cash under minimum wage and they tell you, they deserve to be paid minimum wage, then you give them shit.
Exactly. No, I wasn't talking about that, though. I mean, you have to pay at least minimum wage, yes.
Other than, like, transporters. Transporters deserve every penny because they got to deal with the hectics on the fucking road.
Oh, yeah, like on our show, where they got to fight back and forth for to transport these crazy things. The dollhouses, what was it? Some old cars. There was some crazy stuff.
Exactly. But I think we're both getting tired, and I'm going to leave tonight, and I'm going to say this. Be sure to tip your bartenders, your waitresses. And your cab drivers and people like that just don't get paid hourly that much, and they got to make a fucking living.
Or even your pizza delivery guy, or your Chinese food delivery guy, or whatever the case might be. Because I know a lot of people that do deliver pizzas and Chinese food and stuff, and they don't make a lot of money.
You know what? I'm going to say one more thing. I can't help myself.
Okay.
What pisses me off to no end, and what I can't understand,
is what?
Is these so-called Christians, and I'm not knocking church.
No, I know.
And I'm not knocking people that go to church and read the Bible. You know how my family is.
Yes, I do.
All right, so, but these people that could give all this money to their church and to the offering plate, but can't even give a decent tip to a fucking waitress, makes no fucking sense to me.
It doesn't. I mean, how are you going to give money to your church? Yes, okay, I understand you're giving back to God. That's understandable. But if you're going to go to a restaurant or you're going to have somebody deliver pizzas or whatever, at least give them some kind of a tip. Whatever you give them, as long as you give them what you could.
But what I'm saying is, how do you go to these restaurants? A bunch of you, and I'm talking about a crowd of 20, 30 people, and I'm just talking in regards to the people I know that waitress out there. This is based on what I've heard from them, which is honest, because I've seen it happen.
I have, too. I've seen that happen. It's crazy.
How do you not tip your waitresses, your bartenders? That's just like seeing somebody homeless and saying, okay, well, God wants me to help, but go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, that just makes no sense. I mean, how do you do that? That's crazy. I mean, I know a woman that works in a bar, and she works very hard. And, she'll make good tips, but sometimes she doesn't. And I've been in the bar and seen people not tip her so good. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with these people? Don't you see her working her butt off trying to make sure your drinks are made right and everything? And here you're not even tipping her.
But, I mean, I've heard some horror stories. I've heard that one of my friends, right, she had a group of 40 fucking people come in.
Yeah.
40.
Wow, that's a lot.
She busted her tail to make sure everything was right, made sure the cook was on fucking, par, and this is a legit person. Yeah,
she made sure everything was on point as far as what a waitress should be making sure of.
Exactly. And, she was so angry because she did everything and bent it backwards for these fucking people.
Yeah.
And I call them fucking people because I don't believe they deserve to be called anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. A lowlife is a lowlife.
That definitely is true.
But how in the fucking world do you have 40 people and she ends up with a $2 tip?
What?
40 fucking people. Imagine working for a restaurant, okay, and you have kids at home, or you have a family to support, and you're assigned to this big old fucking table, and then you end up with a $2 fucking tip.
That's just crazy. I mean, I don't know how I understand how you do that.
Do they not believe in, tipping? It's like, okay, yeah, I'll put everything I have into the offering plate, but fuck you. You just made our meal, so go fuck yourself.
That just makes no sense.
You're not part of God's people, so go fuck yourself.
That's just ridiculous. Whether you're one of God's people as far as being a Christian or not, you still deserve that tip.
Exactly, and that's what I don't understand. It just pisses me off. I mean, after hearing all these horror stories, and I know a lot of fucking waitresses, and
Yeah, that I do know that.
hell, my cousins, worked as waitresses.
I was just gonna say that.
and they could tell you horror stories.
Their mother's been a waitress probably forever and ever. And she could probably tell us quite a few herself.
You know how they got harassed sexually and every other fucking way, and they didn't get shit.
Or people come and start bitching at them.
The people come from church, a whole group, and don't give shit. I mean, this is just ridiculous. What kind of world do you live in where, let's make sure that we're taken care of, but fuck everybody else. I just can't live like that. I just can't believe like that. I just wasn't brought up that way, and I just feel it's wrong. Anyway, I am Ray.
And I'm Chrissy D.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Peace.
God bless.
The USA. And every other country, too, that's not fighting us. Bye.